What's up guys, it's Michaela. Welcome back to my channel. So today is January 2nd, 2020. No, it's 2021. We're done with 2020. But I thought it would be a really fun video idea to kind of just look through my camera roll and highlight all the highlights from every month of 2020. So 2020 was a crazy year to say the least. Half of it was spent in lockdown and then the other half was spent completely normal. But my 2020 was arguably one of the best years I've had in a long time. I accomplished a lot, I traveled, and it was just a great year, so I thought it would be fun to look back on all the pictures and all the memories I made in 2020. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's dive in. So starting in January, before the whole world went to shit, I went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida with a friend of mine. It was a really fun trip. I never went to Disney World before this. I live 20 minutes from Disneyland, and I've lived 20 minutes from Disneyland for the past almost 21 years. So I've always just went there. Disney World was 10 out of 10, so amazing. I totally plan on going back there when it's safe to, or when I have the money to. But I went to Disney World and that was really fun. So we went to 3 out of the 4 parks. We went to Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom. And out of all 3 of those parks, I would have to say Animal Kingdom was my favorite, for obvious reasons. Then at the end of January, I went on my first 8-hour whale watching tour. That was really fun. This is the tour that really got me into photography. So we went all the way from Newport Beach, California to Catalina, and then all the way back. And I think we saw like 6 gray whales, 2 fin whales, and I think 2 bald eagles. This was before I worked for the company that I now work for, which is Newport Coastal Adventures. So this was, like I said, before I worked there, but this trip was 10 out of 10, really great. Last memory of January was me, my boyfriend, his cousin, and his cousin's girlfriend all went to Big Bear to celebrate his cousin's girlfriend's birthday. And it was really fun. There was a little bit of snow in some places, so we hiked around and then we went sledding, and it was just really fun. Now on to February. So February was a pretty low-key chill month. I just celebrated my 20th birthday and my boyfriend and I went down to Oceanside, California. If you guys haven't been there, I highly recommend you check it out. So we spent the day there, we biked around, we went to the surf museum, which was really cool. We don't have anything like that in Orange County. So they highlighted Bethany Hamilton and a lot of other famous surfers, and it was really cool. So we spent the day down there, and that was really the only like eventful thing that happened in February of 2020. Moving on to March 2020, the month that everything went downhill. So on March 1st, I actually got hired at Newport Coastal Adventure, so that was probably one of the best days of my entire 2020. I went down there, did my drug test, and he told me my training days, and I was so excited. So that was one of my biggest highlights of 2020 as a whole, and March of 2020. The day after that, March 2nd, I went to Miami, Florida for shark research with Field School. If you guys haven't seen my video where I talk about my experience with that, I'll put a card up here. I highly recommend that organization. They are amazing. I lived on a boat for a week. We went snorkeling. We got to help a grad student with her research. We got to tag sharks, so we got to take fin clips and tag them and take muscle biopsies. That was so amazing. It really opened my eyes to how much I actually really love sharks. So, like I said, if you guys want to check out Field School, I'll have their website linked down below. They are an amazing organization and they run their research programs flawlessly. Another highlight from my Field School trip was I saw Atlantic bottlenose dolphins, and I was one of the only people on the boat that were freaking out about it because I love marine mammals. If you guys couldn't tell from my channel already, or if you're new to my channel, that's what I want to specialize in my marine biology degree. So I was freaking out because I've never seen Atlantic bottlenose dolphins in the wild before, and I only saw Pacific bottlenose dolphins, and I felt like an outcast because I was the only one freaking out about it. But that was a really big highlight of March too. Now on to April 2020, I learned how to surf. And I learned just on a board that I had in my garage, and it was really fun. I learned down in Balboa, Newport, so Newport Beach. And then one day when I went surfing this month, we saw this dead eel and it was so freaking creepy. We were walking back to our car and I was like, hey Casey, like look at that big piece of seaweed. And so we like walked over there and my brother was like, no, like that's not seaweed, that's an animal. And so I'll put all the pictures on the screen, but this picture is super freaking creepy and I just don't even want to look at that anymore. That's just really creepy. Moving on to May 2020, lots of beach trips. The beach was one of the only safe activities that you could do in Southern California, so I spent lots of time at the beach this summer. And I went paddleboarding, and my boyfriend and I ate inside a restaurant. Back in May, they opened the restaurants and then they closed them again, and they've done that probably 3 or 4 times since then because our governor can't make up his freaking mind. But lots of beach trips, lots of sunset trips, and paddleboarding. So that was really fun, kind of a boring month. Moving on to June, more beach trips, and this month me and my boyfriend actually did a staycation down in Huntington Beach, California. We got a hotel room. Mostly because that weekend we were having professional pictures taken by my friend Laura. If you guys are in the Southern California area and you guys want pictures done, I will link her website down below. She is just a beautiful person inside and out, and I'll put some pictures of everything I'm talking about on the screen. But our pictures turned out so incredibly beautiful, and I'm just forever grateful for her and for her to capture those memories for us. I also took my dog to the dog beach for the first time, and she loved it. She doesn't really like the water at first, which is weird because she's a hunting dog. It takes her a couple minutes or an hour to get warmed up, but she loved it. She had such a great time. Then at the end of June, I visited one of my good friends that I met at SeaWorld Camp in 2019, and I went to visit her up in SLO, or San Luis Obispo, in Central California. So we stopped at Slodoco and ate there. So good. Definitely get a donut there if you are in SLO. And I actually got to volunteer at the rescue facility she interns at for the day. So incredibly cool. We got to clean pens. We got to do a necropsy, which was so incredibly cool. That was like the highlight of my entire month of June. And we just had a lot of fun there. And I also went back to work in June. I was off work from mid-May until the beginning of June from my whale watching job. I went back in June, early June. The day my staycation ended, he texted me saying, can I come back to work that day? And of course I said yes. Moving on to July, the halfway point of 2020, I did a lot of free diving. So me and a friend went down to La Jolla in San Diego and did some free diving. That was really, really fun. And then my boyfriend and I and a couple of our friends celebrated 4th of July, which was really fun. We had a pool party at my grandparents' house. And then July was really, really packed full of stuff. Then I went to Vegas with one of my friends. That was really fun. I never went to Vegas before. Not really my scene. I'm not a huge drinker or a partier, but it was fun to say I've been to Vegas, because who hasn't been to Vegas? But probably will not be returning there anytime soon. And at the end of July, me and a friend went to Catalina and did a little overnight trip there, and we did more free diving, and we went zip lining. That was so incredibly fun. Zip lining over the canyon on Catalina Island was so beautiful. I mean, look at this picture. Look at this view. So incredible. That was one of my favorite things in 2020. And the last thing in July is I got to take my boyfriend whale watching on the boat that I work on. All right, we are in August. In August, I just did more surfing and perfected my surfing, and I had a really fun time. I got this cute spring suit. The water was so warm. I think the warmest it got this summer was like 75, which is so awesome. You could go surfing in a bikini if you really wanted to. Then at the end of August, my boyfriend took me up to Santa Barbara to go whale watching, which was so fun. We saw like 8 blue whales, and it was just amazing, except I learned that I don't really like big boats for whale watching. I have been blessed to work on a small, fast Zodiac boat, so when I'm on a small boat that's going maybe like 10 miles an hour, I'm like, Where's the speed? Where's the fun? And then just more beach trips at the end of August. So September was another month where not a lot happened. My boyfriend celebrated his 21st birthday, so we were able to go eat outside at a restaurant, and he purchased his first legal beer, which is really cool. And then just work. So I'm gonna put up a couple sunset pictures and a couple pictures from work. And then October was a pretty exciting month. My boyfriend and I went mini golfing and we took this really cute picture. This is one of my favorite pictures of all time of us. And then we went to Canyon Lake. If you guys don't know what Canyon Lake is, it's kind of like Lake Havasu in Arizona, but in California and much, much smaller. So we went there to celebrate a friend's 21st birthday, which was really, really fun. And then I bought my car in October. I got a Honda Accord Hybrid 2017. I'm a little sad that I have to leave her when I leave for school in 4 days, but you know, that's okay. I will be back, but I bought my car. This was my first big adult purchase I have ever made, and I was so excited when I bought it. And then at the end of October for Halloween, my boyfriend and his family went to the desert, so we got to drive a Razor, or no, not a Razor, side by side. Sorry, don't want my boyfriend correcting me. And then there were beautiful sunsets and just a really great way to end the month of October. All right. November, we're almost done with 2020. So November, my boyfriend and I celebrated our 3-year anniversary, and he treated me to a trip up to Monterey Bay for the weekend. So we went to the mystery spot, which was really fun. If you guys haven't seen that vlog, go check it out. It's on my channel. And then we went whale watching up in Monterey, which was a little underwhelming, which is not the company's fault. They can't control the animals, but definitely will have to return there sometime soon so they can redeem themselves. And then on the way home from Monterey, we stopped in Big Sur and San Simeon, which was so beautiful. Big Sur, I've never stopped there before. So incredibly beautiful. The California coast is one of the most beautiful places in the world, in my opinion. And we saw the elephant seals. My heart was so happy. I love elephant seals. Last, but certainly not least, December 2020, the month everyone was waiting for the year to end and for Christmas to be here. So I worked a lot this month. My work was doing holiday cruises in the harbor, and we went and drove around for literally 5 hours a night looking at Christmas lights. So that was really fun. I made a lot of money, which is great to go to up to Alaska with. So I worked a couple whale watching tours this month, a lot of light cruises. Or last month, I should say, because it's January now. I officially got accepted to University of Alaska Southeast. I got accepted in November, but it took a couple weeks for my acceptance letter to come in, and I needed to take a picture with my acceptance letter and post it on Instagram. So this is when I officially announced that I was leaving California. And then the end of the month just filled with very, very beautiful sunsets from the light cruises that I worked. So here are some pictures of those. Alright guys, that was my recap of my 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope 2020 was kind to you guys and had some exciting moments. It was a very crazy year, and I hope that we never have to experience another year like this in our lifetime. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. We are almost halfway to 2,000 subscribers, and I would love to hit 2,000 subscribers by maybe March. Let's set a goal. 2,000 subscribers by March. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!